even. But I would say guys like Bannon in the White House.
What about Whitaker?
Well, listen, Matt and I served as U.S. attorneys together, and I think Matt has been put and has allowed himself to be put in a really untenable situation. And by the way, and I've said this to others, this fault goes back to the selection of Jeff Sessions and the way Jeff Sessions ran that Justice Department. I mean, I've never seen the Justice Department more demoralized in the time that I've known it.
But you certainly agree that Jeff Sessions needed to recuse himself, right?
Listen, that's a personal decision Jeff made, but I will tell you...
You would have made the same decision.
I would not have made the same decision.
If you had lied to Congress about meetings with the Russians...
But that's
if you had lied to Russia about meetings with the Russians, and then you had to decide whether to recuse yourself, you would recuse yourself.
Well, of course, first of all, I would never lied. But you make a great point. That's not why he said he recused. He said he recused because he was involved in the campaign. Now, he knew that in November. He didn't just remember in March, oh, heck, I was involved in the campaign. If he had been honest and said, I'm recusing because I testified incorrectly, untruthfully before Congress, that's one thing. Not what he said, Joe. And that's how the president got shafted here. Because if Jeff Sessions thought it was a conflict to be involved with the campaign to be Attorney General, then he should have told Donald Trump that in November when he asked to be Attorney General. So from that moment, he was messing up the Justice Department, and it never recovered.
But it wasn't like he had a DeLorean he could go back in time. He didn't know how things were going to unfold in November and December and January.
But he knew he was involved in the campaign. But he didn't know that
he was going to have to make that decision. He didn't know that the investigation was going to take off the way it did.
But the investigation already existed, and the investigation into Russian collusion and Russian interference with the campaign.
It had not taken off.
No, but it had already begun, and he knew that, and we all knew that publicly. We were talking about it then. But I don't want to get sidetracked on this. But what I want to say to you is, I agree with you that the real reason he recused, not the reason he stated, but the real reason he recused was because he got caught giving untrue testimony to Congress, and when the heat got turned on, he ran. And he left Rod Rosenstein, who I know well and have great respect for, and we served as U.S. attorneys together in the Bush administration. He left Rod holding the bag. That's not leadership. Okay. If you were gonna recuse for that basis and you didn't tell the Congress the truth, you should have resigned.
I don't want to spend too much.
Recused.
I don't want to spend too much
different
time on
R
this
word.
We have so much.
I know.
But he recused on the second. I think Comey revealed the investigation.